Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the official launch of the UDC Strategic Plan for 2024 through 2029. As you know, the plan is entitled Delivering on the Promise. I'm April Massey, UDC's Chief Academic Officer. Today we gather to celebrate a future filled with opportunity, excellence, and community impact. Let's embrace this moment of collaboration and commitment as we embark on this exciting journey together. Dr. Edington.
Good afternoon. Let me start by just welcoming you all to our campus today. Some of you may know that we're celebrating our homecoming week, and we have been partying since last Saturday. Madam Mayor, no exaggeration. The party has been rolling since last Saturday. And so, sometimes things work out the way they're supposed to be, right? Because we had previously scheduled this event for a few weeks ago, and we had an incident that took place, and then look what God did for us today, you all. This is a blessing. I'm so excited. And I'm just happy to be here today to really formally launch this strategic plan. First, I'd like to formally extend greetings to all of our student leaders and the entire student body. Beautiful. Our esteemed faculty, our diligent staff, our proud alumni, and members of the greater UDC community. Just welcome and thank you. And I also want to take a few minutes to recognize a few individuals and thank them. They've been critical partners in helping UDC become all it is today, and as well as positioning us for what's ahead of us in the future. First and foremost, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, thank you so much for your support. And I often say this privately, so I'm not saying it just because you're here, but what I say very privately internally is that you've been a great supporter for us. I have heard you in places where you didn't know I was there speaking in support of this institution and me personally, so thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Also, another one of our most tremendous supporters, Ward 3 Councilmember Matt Fruman. Thank you, sir. Another staunch supporter of UDC. Deputy Mayor Paul Kahn, my partner in crime. There he is. Thank you, sir. Strong supporter. And one of our most proud alums, Director of Parks and Recreation, Thenie Freeman. There you go. Welcome and thank you. It's such a pleasure. I also like to recognize and thank the members of the UDC Board of Trustees. We have our chair, Chris Bell, here, as well as several other trustees. Would you all join me in just welcoming and thanking them for their strong support? I also want to recognize those that put the work in to develop our plan. Right? That's our Strategic Plan Committee, our Strategic Plan Working Group, our Strategic Plan Advisory Council, our faculty, and our staff. Each of you invested your time and energy into making this document a dynamic, innovative, and bold path forward for this institution. Thank you. And I also want to thank the members of our senior leadership team and their staff for the work that you do on a daily basis. It is with your leadership that we are able to effectively execute the vision that's laid out in this bold plan. And I also want to acknowledge and thank the First Lady, my wife, Tanya. Yes. As you all know, she is one of UDC's biggest supporters. Delivering on the promise. These words were very carefully selected, specifically chosen for this plan, this roadmap for the future of our great institution. For some of you, this plan is new. You may be taking a look at the goals and objectives for the first time today, and I encourage you to walk around the room and read. But for myself and many of us who designed the plan, it's been on our minds, it's part of our daily existence for a long time. It's a living, breathing document, and I think about it every morning when I get up literally. As soon as it was crafted, though, I could not wait to start talking about it and get the word out. And although we are formally launching Delivering on the Promise today, I've been promoting it, articulating it, and advancing it in my speeches, conversations for several months now. And as I said way back in February at our Founders Day, I said the word promise is synonymous with commitment. It also means potential. And so to deliver on the promise is to fully commit to and fully realize our immense potential as an institution. UDC is the only public university in the district, Madam Mayor, and a proud HBCU dating back to 1851. That's right. We have evolved through many iterations from a 19th century teachers college for young black women to the multifaceted UDC of today. But at each step along the way, we have had the same core values: social justice, access to opportunity, service to our community, the district. And today we are drawing on our legacy and our core values, where we've been and who we are, as momentum propelling us toward where we are going. Delivering on the Promise lays out 5 bold goals for this university. UDC will become a world-class flagship university for the nation's capital and the 51st state. That's right. Every state in the union has a flagship university, and we have to support Madam Mayor in making sure the 51st state is ready with its flagship institution. That's right. We're going to be a national model for urban student success, a workforce and economic mobility engine and driver for the district, a research and innovation hub that addresses the district's most critical challenges and opportunities, and a university that unites all of its stakeholders in support of a shared vision for one UDC. That's what we're going to do with this plan. And we will get there with your support, everyone. For a plan is no good if it is not executed. It does not make its way off of the shelf without you, and we need to get it into the classrooms and into the community so that's a breathing, living document. And it's with the continued support and investment from the people in this room and the broader UDC and DC community that we can bring this vision to life. That UDC can live up to its ultimate potential, that UDC can transform into a premier university for the district and the nation. And before I close, I just want to acknowledge and thank the university community, which played an integral role in shaping the strategic plan. During the planning process, we saw unprecedented levels of engagement, particularly from our student body. These collective insights help to ensure that the plan not only reflects the goals of leadership, but also remains aligned with the needs and aspirations of our diverse community. I want to give special thanks to several key contributors from the UDC ecosystem, to our students who are the heart and soul of this university. Thank you. To our faculty, Dr. King-Berry, for inspiring our students every day. That's right. Thank you. For our staff, for maintaining operational excellence, and for our alumni, for remaining devoted and steadfast in service of the UDC mission. Special thanks also goes to Michael Aiken and the dynamic team at Link Strategic Partners who have been with us every step of this journey. Thank you for your support, and thank you for helping make this vision a reality. Thank you all. Go Firebirds. All right.
I just want to take a brief pause because I didn't have an introduction written for my president, but I think it's important that we note that he's a year and about 4 months into this presidency, and he has hit the ground running, so I want to say thank you to you. So thank you to Dr. Edington. It is now my pleasure to welcome one of our student leaders who will introduce our distinguished mayor, Mayor Muriel Bowser. Please join me in welcoming our Undergraduate Student Government Association President, Mr. Kyle Nolan, to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is an honor to welcome you all to the launch of the UDC Strategic Plan. Today, we gather not just to envision the future of our university, but also to celebrate the leadership and commitment to the community that has shaped our great city. Mayor Muriel Bowser, the 7th elected mayor of Washington, D.C., has served our hometown in elected office since 2004. Before, as an advisory neighborhood commissioner, a member of the D.C. Council, and mayor since 2015. On November 8, 2022, she became only the second person elected 3 times as the mayor of Washington, D.C. She's also the first African-American woman to be elected 3 four-year terms as mayor of an American city. Under Mayor Bowser's leadership, our city has undergone transformative change. She has reset DC's global competitiveness, spearheaded affordable housing initiatives, and overseen record enrollment growth in our public schools. Her focus on diversifying the economy has paved the way for innovation and sustainability in our community. In the face of unprecedented challenges, including the COVID-19 pandemic and social justice movements, Mayor Bowser's resilience and crisis management skills have truly been inspiring. She has guided us through turbulent times, delivering over $2 billion in relief and crafting recovery strategies that have rapidly restored our city's economic health. Mayor Bowser has been a champion for equity, establishing initiatives to support small businesses, expand youth employment opportunities, and promote racial equity across all city services. Her commitment to affordable housing is exemplified by her historic investment of $1 billion to combat homelessness and ensuring that all families can thrive in our city. As we embark on this strategic journey for UDC, let us draw inspiration from Mayor Bowser's vision and tenacity. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce a remarkable leader who has dedicated her life to public service, economic development, and social equity. The mayor continues to uplift our city and pave a way for a brighter future for all Washingtonians. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you. Please give Kyle a big round of applause for that great introduction. I want to give Dr. Edington a rousing applause. I have to tell you, Dr. Edington, when I was invited here, I thought I was going to be sitting around a board table meeting with the board. But in true Dr. Edington fashion, he invited the whole UDC community. So we appreciate you. Now, I'm not an alum, but do I get to say what's the word? Good afternoon, Firebirds. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Mrs. Edington, and students, thank you for inviting me. I want to wish you a happy homecoming, and it is great to be here for the formal launch of your strategic plan, delivering on the promise. I want to thank Dr. Edington for his vision and working with all of you to talk about and decide. I feel like I was interviewed about this strategic plan a year ago, and you have been diligent in reaching out to everyone about what it takes to make our goal a reality and to make UDC the flagship institution for the nation's capital. I was with another university leader earlier, and I was talking about Dr. Edington. I told him that I had been at the swearing in for Dr. Edington, who the board did an outstanding job in recruiting. So thank you to the board for that. And I said, Dr. Edington came to this university having had a very successful career in higher ed. And the thing with was certainly about his vision for UDC, but that like dozens of people came from Florida to wish him well. So I decided, Dr. Edington, that didn't mean that they were ready to get rid of you, but they loved you very much, and that they had benefited from your leadership. So I said to myself, that's all I really need to know about this guy. That the people that he was with for like 20 years, right, were wishing him well, and grateful for what he had been able to do at his former institution. So this plan, I've been briefed on the plan, Dr. Edington, and I like it. More students enrolled at UDC, that's a good goal. More students staying at UDC, that's a good goal. More students graduating with degrees and workforce certificates from UDC. That's a great goal. More donations to UDC, and that's a fantastic goal. So these are the types of goals that will help us transform everyone's experience here, Dr. Edington's ability to recruit and retain the best of the best, and our ability to tell the workforce out here in Washington, D.C., that they don't have to look any further than UDC for their next employees. So those are good goals. I wanted to be here especially because I fervently believe without setting goals, you won't meet them. And I shared that with my team some time ago when we were setting the big goal to create more housing units. It hadn't been done in the United States that any jurisdiction said we're going to do it by neighborhood. 36,000 homes in 5 years. We did it in Washington, D.C. The same is true for working with our small and local businesses, and I'm very grateful to UDC for being part of that commitment. 10 years ago when I became mayor, we were spending about $300 million of the government's money with our small businesses. Last year, we spent $1.4 billion because we set a goal. And we know when UDC sets goals that Dr. Edington is going to be very focused on getting there. And not just at the end of the year or the end of the 5 years, but at the end of the week. He has a sub-goal, right? And he's going to set the path to get there. I'm grateful for the partnership with UDC as well. I asked Dr. Edington to be a part of other things that we were working on in the government at large. He has embraced being a part of our public education team, led by Paul Kine, who is here today. So we had the idea of we want more of our HBCU students in government. And so we were here with Howard University's president to launch our HBCU apprenticeship program in government. And now we have 27 participants in their paid internship program with DC government. We asked UDC if you would partner with us on reimagining high school. I like to call it new high school. And UDC said yes. UDC faculty are leading our cybersecurity classes at our Advanced Technical Center, where nearly 200 of our public school students have earned over 2,300 college credits while in high school. So UDC is a key piece of our public education system. We are proud that 3-year-olds across the District of Columbia have access to universal pre-K. And I love to say, I have a 6-year-old, and already my 6-year-old is starting her 4th year of free school in the District of Columbia. So we know that our system is a bright spot in the city, and UDC is an integral part of it. We are very proud. Now I'm gonna get down to the dollars and cents like Dr. Edington likes. We have $100 million capital investment supporting a state-of-the-art library and brand new athletic field right here at UDC. We are grateful for our partnership to build the DC archives on the UDC campus. We're also very happy to have invested in our last budget in advising and retention services that Dr. Edington knows will help move the UDC forward. So UDC represents a lifelong commitment certainly from me and our city to support learning opportunities around a person, a DC resident's whole lifespan. So to the Firebirds in the room, I know you're going to hear from a fantastic Firebird who works in our administration, Denny Freeman, who leads the Department on Fun. Do you know what that is? That's the Department of Parks and Recreation. But she is an outstanding example of the talent and brilliance and resilience of UDC alum and a path that is possible. People ask me all the time, like, what is the best part of being mayor, or what do you want your legacy to be as mayor? I tell them I'm still here, I haven't gone anywhere, and we don't have term limits in Washington, D.C. That's what I tell them. But this is one of the best things that I like. We have a great government, and I'm proud when I look across the 37,000 people who work for us, that they look like Washington, D.C., and that they represent Washington, D.C. And when I can look at one of our staff who have worked herself up through the government, who has gotten a lot of experience and skills, and I can offer her the opportunity to direct an agency of other Washingtonians, that's what we call giving out a fair shot. And that's what you're going to hear from Denny Freeman. Way to go, Firebirds, and I'm looking forward to these 5 years working with your council member who every time he sits with me, he talks about UDC. And I'll say that while he's here, and I say it privately. This is the council member for UDC. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Mayor Bowser. Thank you for your steadfast support of the university. We look forward to continuing our partnership with you and more broadly the district on a shared vision for a vibrant and engaged university community. So thank you so much. Next, I'd like to welcome the chair of the Board of Trustees at the University of the District of Columbia to the stage, Mr. Christopher Bell.
Wow. This part's unscripted, but this is a beautiful audience. And to get here at this point means a lot to me and to the board, and it's just very humbling. So thank you all for being here. Good afternoon, and welcome to the University of the District of Columbia. It's truly an honor to gather with you today to celebrate the launch of our dynamic new strategic plan, Delivering on the Promise. I'd like to recognize all our visitors and distinguished guests this afternoon, including DC Mayor Muriel Bowser, Deputy Mayor Kine, and Director of Parks and Recreation Denny Freeman, Councilmember Fruman, Councilmember Parker. I'd also like to recognize my fellow UDC Board of Trustees, UDC President Maurice Edington, and members of the senior leadership team. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm especially honored to extend a warm welcome to our student leaders and students, our hardworking faculty and staff, and our incredible alumni and members of the greater UDC community. Give it up. Delivering on the Promise is a bold vision for our university. The plan sets out to make UDC a leading national public urban university that prioritizes 3 key pillars: excellence in student achievement, strong alignment with local workforce needs, and impactful service to community. These concepts are not mere ideas, they are UDC's core values. 5 years from now, we will see a university that will look considerably different. Through our legacy of providing access and opportunity will remain intact. By actualizing the vision of delivering on the promise, UDC will be better equipped to address district needs, transform lives, and drive socioeconomic mobility for our residents. Fully realizing on this vision requires continued investment from the district government. And it is only with the gracious support of Mayor Bowser and the DC Council that UDC has been able to continually invest in our programs and infrastructure, and we are so appreciative. Thank you again. The district is seeing a tangible return on its investment. Our institutional reputation and brand continue to rise. We're forging stronger partnerships with our local schools, businesses, and nonprofits as we re-envision what education and workforce training looks like today in today's world. UDC is soaring, and I'm so excited to serve as one of its most vocal champions as we step together toward the future. Thank you all for gathering today to mark the start of the new day, this new chapter for our university. Like all of us here, I can't wait to see where we go. But with delivering on the promise as our directional guide, I know UDC's future is bright and will be grounded in a solid vision and foundation. Thank you so much, and happy homecoming.
Thank you so much, Chair Bell. Next, we are honored to welcome to the stage our council member, Mr. Matthew Fruman, Ward 3. His support for education and community engagement is invaluable as we move forward. Councilmember Fruman.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon, everyone. It is, what a beautiful sight. And when Dr. Edington said that this is the day that we had the postponement, it puts me in the mind of the scripture, this is the day the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And for me, the postponement had a silver lining because I came out here and the reason for the postponement was a water line had burst. And there's been a lot of work at night on water lines, and I've been hearing from constituent after constituent about the headaches of the sounds of that work. And it gave me a little something to say, like, we got to do this work because these pipes can blow up on us. So sort of way, thank you for that. I'm going to echo. Having something to say to constituents matters. I'm going to echo a lot of what the mayor had to say. When UDC moved to picking a new president, they posted the CVs of everybody, of the finalists, and I went and read them, and I got to Maurice's, and I read through it, and I just thought, far out. This guy is great. And I crossed my fingers that the board would do the right thing, and the board did the right thing. And then I, too, went to that swearing in, and it was so striking how many people from not just Florida, from other chapters of your past, Dr. Edington, came and spoke and said the exact same things about what he had meant in their lives. And when that many people talk about how someone touched their lives, it's true. So thank you very much. And what an exciting time for the university. I mean, it sits here in Ward 3. It serves the whole city. It is critical to the future of the city. The way Dr. Edington has gone out and brick by brick gotten input from all of the stakeholders to craft this strategic plan to come up with something where you are going to increase enrollment, where you are going to increase retention, where you're going to lead to more people getting degrees that connect them to jobs, where you're going to help students who have come from high school and need a little boost in order to get there, in order to graduate, how we're going to build out this campus with the kinds of investments that the mayor has talked about. The future is bright. We have the right leader and the right team on the board to get this thing done. Thank you very much to all of you. Go Firebirds.
Now my pleasure to introduce to the stage Deputy Mayor for Education, Paul Kine.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is such an honor to be here. I start, Mayor Bowser, with you offering my tremendous gratitude on behalf of the city for your passionate enthusiasm and support for all of public education, starting with the little babies, which I see up through K-12, and of course, landing at the pinnacle of our public education system, UDC. Thank you. Dr. Edington, it is an honor and a pleasure to work alongside you. I had the honor of serving on the selection committee, and to my fellow members of that selection committee under Chair Bell's leadership, I would say, so far, so good. So thank you for that. And it also feels appropriate today to just reflect a little bit on what a strategic plan actually is. And the way I think about strategic plans is that they are a story that we tell about the future that we want to live in together. They're a story about a vision we have for a future that we will share. And I think this strategic plan tells a beautiful story about a future I want to live in. At the same time, the very best strategic plans, and I think this is one of them, recognizes that no institution can be all things to all people. That no organization can achieve everything for everyone. And so the best strategic plans contain, often in the fine print, signals about what the priorities are going to be, where the organization will make the very difficult trade-offs that it will have to make as it considers how to spend its time, what leadership to hire, how to engage in the budget battles that will surely ensue. And there are a number of signals in this plan which I like, and I wanted to give a couple of examples. I've read the plan. On page 10, for example, we get the signal that UDC will, quote, expand dual enrollment and early college programs. That means that UDC will continue its incredible contribution to the reimagination of high school that the mayor has talked about, where we are going to ensure that every single one of our youth in DC is on an incredible pathway to a wonderful career. And UDC is signaling that it will be a good participant. The other example comes from the next page, page 11, where UDC promises to, quote, expand academic program offerings in disciplines that align with the district's current and emerging workforce needs. Current and emerging workforce needs. This is not going to be easy, but this is vital, and it will be kinder to the young people in our city to ensure they're engaged in activities that will land them in wonderful careers, and it will be incredibly helpful on our journey to a fuller integration of our public school system and our employers and our higher education establishment. And it will help DC achieve its comeback plan. So thank you for that. So I will leave it at those two examples, offer my heartfelt congratulations, my enthusiasm for achieving and living in this vision that we will share together in the future. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we are queued up for the video, so I'm going to reintroduce Councilman Zachary Parker.
Hi, everybody. It is Councilmember Zachary Parker. I wish I could join you today for the unveiling of UDC's strategic plan, but unfortunately, I had a conflict. I am here in full support for the future development of this world-class institution, and you have my unwavering support to taking UDC to the next level. What I know to be true is our brighter days are ahead.
So we're going to keep it moving. So I'd like now to transition to the introduction of our student leaders. Two of our student leaders I'd like to introduce, Mr. and Ms. UDC, Jerron Nichols, and I apologize if I've mispronounced your name, and Fendi and Pollock, who will share their excitement about the strategic plan and some of its many benefits for our community. Thank you so much.
good afternoon, everybody.
Esteemed guests, faculty, students, and fellow Firebirds, greetings. I am Fendian Pollock, a senior accounting major hailing from the beautiful island of Jamaica. I graciously serve as the 45th Miss University of the District of Columbia.
And greetings. I am Jerron Nichols, a four-year senior graphic design major with an associate's degree in family and consumer science, hailing from the notorious Prince George's County. And I am serving as yours, the 7th Mr. University of the District of Columbia. We are honored to stand here before you today, speaking on UDC's strategic plan, at a time when the future is brighter than ever. The plan is laid out as a clear compromise to us, the students, that our success and experiences are driving forces behind everything our university is striving to be. At the heart of this plan is student success. We could see already how UDC is positioning itself as a national model for supporting urban students. Its efforts and focus are removing barriers, making education more accessible and achievable for many. The core goals of improving retention and graduation rates and creating seamless pathways to degree completion aren't just theoretical, they are actually happening. UDC is ensuring that our academic programs align with the demands of the workforce, setting us up for success not only as students, but as professionals.
Looking ahead, the focus on enhancing the student experience promises a future where UDC's campus will be more vibrant, inclusive, and connected, with even greater opportunities for engagement. We look forward to a campus where our HBCU heritage is celebrated even more deeply, where every student feels a true sense of belonging, and where the growth in student housing and activities bring our community even closer together. We are deeply encouraged by UDC's commitment to its faculty and staff. As students, this ensures we will benefit from mentors who are not only knowledgeable, but also motivated, resulting in an even more enriching educational experience.
UDC's plan deepens partnerships with the community and it builds research capabilities, holds incredible promise. We can already imagine the new internships, research opportunities, and collaborations that will come our way as these connections grow. This plan just prepares us for the workforce. It positions UDCs as leaders in solving real-world challenges, making us part of something bigger than ourselves. The future of UDC is one of bold possibilities. We are thrilled to be a part of this exciting journey.
We would like to take this moment to acknowledge the members of our Royal Court for the academic year of 2024 to 2025, the Royal Vanguard. Please stand. You may be seated. Thank you and happy homecoming.
May we have another round of applause for Mr. and Ms. UDC and the UDC Royal Court. So thank you so much. We would like to take a few minutes to transition to the fireside chat, which will allow us to delve deeper into the strategic plan. This discussion will provide us with Dr. Edington's perspective on how we can achieve our ambitious goals. I'm going to read a little bit of a background on Dr. Edington, and I'm not sure if the stage is moving while I'm doing the introduction. It is. Okay. So Dr. Maurice Edington began his tenure as the 10th president of the University of the District of Columbia in August of 2023. He is an accomplished scientist, a chemist to be exact, and an educator who began his career over 20 years ago and started in higher education leadership with experience at the university level in almost every position leading up to the presidency. He has a proven track record of improving student retention and graduation rates, and he is a master of leadership in the student academic and student affairs areas. Dr. Edington was most recently the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer at the Florida A&M University, where he guided strategy to improve institutional outcomes on key performance indicators and to sustain operational excellence. Under Edington's steady hand, FAMU climbed into the top 100 public national universities in the U.S. News and World Report's rankings and became the nation's second highest publicly ranked HBCU, a designation it has now held for the past 6 years. I'm sorry. He is correcting the script. It is number 1, 5 years in a row. As Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at FAMU, Dr. Edington was responsible for all matters pertaining to academic programs, activities, and services in FAMU's 14 colleges and schools, and that included institutionalized and institution level and specialized accreditation activities. Dr. Edington worked closely with FAMU's president and board of trustees as the university's chief strategist to establish and advance the university's strategic priority. His leadership helped FAMU to boost student success outcomes, launch several new degree programs, and experience its highest performance on Florida's performance-based funding model. Dr. Edington is a physical chemist by training with a research specialty in ultra-fast laser spectroscopy. See, I can say it. I was the CAS dean. I hope I can say that, okay? He also conducts research and provides training to faculty in STEM education. Dr. Edington received a BA in chemistry from Fisk University, a PhD in physical chemistry from Vanderbilt University. He also completed postdoctoral studies at Duke University, where he was a National Institutes of Health National Research Service Award postdoctoral fellow. Ms. Finney Freeman, right? Well, thank you. Serves as the director of the D.C. Department of Recs and Parks and Recreation. As the director of DPR, Ms. Freeman oversees a vast portfolio of recreation services, parks, and aquatic facilities. She is particularly known for her leadership in the Marion Barry Summer Youth Employment Program, which has transformed the lives of thousands of district youth. Her dedication to public service earned her the prestigious K. Fritz Award in 2020, recognizing her exemplary contributions to our community. Ms. Freeman holds a Master of Arts in Teaching from the University of the District of Columbia. We are incredibly fortunate to have such a passionate advocate for youth and community engagement in our city. Under her guidance, DC was named the #1 place for summer jobs by Forbes magazine in 2016. Ms. Freeman also played a pivotal role in launching the Mayor's Opportunity Scholarship, providing essential financial support to district youth pursuing their educational and vocational aspirations. Please join me in welcoming Director Freeman and President Edington to the stage.
What's the word? We're going to do that again. What's the word? Happy homecoming.
Happy homecoming.
It feels so good to be on this campus. When I walked on this campus and I stepped out of the van, I said to the team, I said, ooh, it feels so good. This is the place where I got my first credit card. This is the place where I messed up my credit and got it back together. The woes of being a student. So you all will learn, you will experience, and you will do it in a safe, loving environment with teachers, professors, mentors, and staff who will just encourage you to keep moving. And you may not always find respite in your professor, but I promise you, any office in this space, in the A building, wherever you go, they got you. So, Dr. Edington, I have a few questions for you.
All right.
What is the core vision behind UDC's new strategic plan, delivering on the promise?
A great question. And let me mention one other thing. There's a wonderful, ardent supporter that I didn't mention when I was standing up there. Doug Furstenberg is the head of our foundation board. So we talked about fundraising. Where's Doug? There he is. Thank you, sir. Great supporter who helps make it rain in the right way around here. But you know, when we think about the vision behind the plan, the vision is reflected in the name. So you heard mentioned a few times today reference to delivering on the promise, right? It really is tapping into the core of the city, its history, the UDC legacy, and saying, you know what? When I was talking to people in those first few months across the city and across the university, this vision formed about we want to be everything that we should have, could have, and will be. And we're poised for that, right? And so delivering on the promise, right, at its core is about tapping into us as an institution and our core values, access, opportunity, success, serving the district, and then doing that on a much broader scale and being everything that this city, this district, its residents, the communities, our students need us to be so that the city, its residents, and this institution can soar and fly like a firebird.
Very good, very good. What are some of your favorite key goals and strategic priorities listed in the plan?
No, thank you. You can probably guess number one is the focus on student success. You know, we made it clear, and it was made clear to us, right, that we should really focus on ensuring that our students are as successful as they can be. And so when you read through the plan, you don't have to turn past the first 2 pages before you read what we're about, right? Student retention rates, graduation rates, right? And all the student outcomes, right, that we should be focusing on as an institution. And so we're doubling down, and we made it our priority. And again, I'm very thankful because Mayor Bowser and the council, they supported that in last year's budget cycle and allocated $1.1 million to our priorities, right? Because we said we need this to be what you need us to be. So that's one, right? And then we have a focus, and you heard one of our students mention it earlier, student housing, right? That vision for us to deliver on the promise, right, to be in this leading national public urban university means we want to be best in class, right, of all public urban universities. And so one of the things that holds us back is that we don't have a true residential experience. And so our student retention and graduation rates will lag because institutions with residential housing they have higher retention and graduation rates than those that don't. And our students, correct me if I'm wrong, students, want student housing. Am I lying? Right? They tell me that all the time because they want a residential community, right? And so we made sure that that was a priority in the plan. And then 2 other quick things is our workforce, right? You know, I came from Florida, and one of the first things that hit me when I got here was it's very competitive for talent here, right? You know, you got all these other universities surrounding us, and we're competing in the same pool for talent. And so we have to work and fight very hard to attract, retain talented staff and talented faculty, right? So that's the core of the plan. And then the last one I mentioned is institutional reputation and brand, right? And so perception is reality. And so we're really working hard to make sure that we tell our story and tell the story that needs to be told, highlighting our successes and the true impact that UDC has on this community while we work towards those ambitious goals, and right? And so we have a story to tell, and you're gonna start seeing some of that. And if you walk across campus and look on these screens, you're gonna see some new language about the future. And our new tagline is UDC, turning potential into power. Think about that. That's what we're gonna focus on doing.
Turning potential into power. You guys say it with me. Turning potential into power. Say it again. Turning potential into power. So when we leave from this space, we will remember that tagline, turning potential into power. That alone is very powerful. It's very powerful. Thank you for that. What 3 initiatives will be the most impactful?
Yeah, thank you. So one we've already started on, right, which is the Student Success Center. And that $1 million investment that we got in this year's budget is being used as we speak to hire 10 new academic advisors and to set up a centralized, comprehensive, state-of-the-art Student Success Center. And so we have a location identified on this campus. I won't steal the thunder just yet, but you'll start to hear us talk about the location and to set up that center, right? And so we're going to continue to work over the next year or two to really build it out so that our students can go to one place to get the type of academic advising, career counseling, academic support services, and all those things that they need to help them be successful, right? So that's a major initiative in the plan. Another one has to do with the focus on workforce alignment for the district. And what that really is saying is that we have to be much more thoughtful about the degree programs and the training programs that we offer and make sure that what we're offering leads to direct paths to high demand, high paying jobs that the district needs us to fill, because we're the district's only public university. And we have an obligation to meet the needs of the district, and that means connecting residents with jobs and making sure employers can get the talent that they need, homegrown talent, right? So that's 2. And then another one is, I could go on, but I'll just mention this last one, research, right? We are a university, right, Victor? VP for Research. And so you'll see in the plan, there's a focus on increasing our research expenditures. That means bringing in more research dollars. There's a focus on strengthening our academic programs. And so we're going to really focus on supporting our faculty in the research programs to bring in more external dollars, which provides expanded teaching and learning opportunities for our students. But also it allows UDC to have a broader impact on addressing research challenges for the district, right? And so we're going to grow that research enterprise. And we have an aspiration to move up to what's called the R2 Carnegie Research Classification. That's the second highest level you can get to. So we're one tick below that right now. So we're going to focus on producing more graduate degrees in the areas that allow us to move up. So, you know, I'm very excited about those 3 things. And I think if we deliver on the promise of those, we'll be very close to achieving our ambitious goals.
I can say, as the director of Parks and Recreation, I'm really proud. I know you and Dr. Morris Hughes, under Deputy Mayor Kine, launched the HBCU apprenticeship, which is a big deal, and it really is an anomaly. And I'm proud to say that we have hired, because they're no longer interns, but they're actually government employees with full benefits bestowed upon them. Thank you, Mayor Bowser, for ensuring that we're all seamlessly looking for paths to create opportunities for students to become district government employees. And so we're working with our our now employee, on how to buy a home in the district.
All right, awesome, thank you.
So question number 4, what will UDC look like 5 years from now?
Oh yeah, no, great. So imagine this.
Close your eyes.
So close your eyes.
Walk with
And
us.
walk with us down this path and see a vision of the future where we have significantly higher retention and graduation rates.
That's right.
We have a student population that's 50% higher than it is today, over 6,000 students. Think about bringing in 3 times as much fundraising totals, 3 times, right? 50% more research dollars, right? And think about an institution that is highly regarded in any circle where institutions of higher education are discussed, and this institution is perceived as being a best-in-class public urban university, right? So when I think about the future, that's the picture that I see.
I can see it. Can y'all see it? You can open your eyes now. Some of them still walking with you. They still walking with you. We're going to walk with you, Doc. How can members of the UDC community, and many here today excited about this, how can we get involved in delivering this strategic vision?
Oh, thank you for that. A few very simple things. One, engage with the university like you are today. Just show up. Show up, right? If you don't do anything else, just come, right? As we told people all week for homecoming, if you come on the campus, we're gonna feed you, right? You know, you're gonna have a good time. We just want you here to be connected to the institution, because if you're connected to the institution, it becomes yours. And then think about these three things. You could be, these are three tangible things in addition to engaging, right? Showing up. One, be an advocate and champion for this institution, right? One thing I learned about DC, and I was told this coming in, that people said DC is a big city in a small town. I said, I don't know what that means. It's at 700,000 residents. How can this be a small town? And then I found out what that meant, right? Everybody knows and talks to everybody, right? So the same messages gets channeled across the district very quickly. I learned that my first month. Everybody knew about me, and I hadn't talked to these people. They knew all my business. I'm not exaggerating. So imagine if you were all being advocates and champions for this institution, and you are talking about the same messages, the things on those boards, right? So be an advocate and a champion, right? Two, be a recruiter. Be a recruiter, right? And that's just saying good things that are true. Like, I'm not telling you to make something up. Just tell people about the things that you know about this institution, right? That's recruiting, whether you're helping us to recruit employees, recruit people to come to go to school here, people to donate to this institution, or people to just be a part of this ecosystem, right? To hire our graduates, right? That's recruiting, right? And then thirdly, and I saved it for last because if you do the first two, you don't have to do the last one, but we'll take it, and that's help us raise money, right? But if you do the
Clap
first
for
two,
that. Y'all supposed to clap.
yeah.
Say it again.
But
Say it again.
help us raise money, right? But think about it. This is the genius of it. The first two helps us raise money. So we would love you to dig in your pocket, but I don't even lead with that. I said, give us your time, your network, your commitment, and it will lead to the other things that we want. So those are things I think that I'd love to see our community continue to do to be a part of this plan moving forward.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank you for speaking with me today as we close. I do want to say, in your early days, you came all the way over to the beautiful Ward 7 on the stage of Chuck Brown Day to recruit. To an audience coming from music, he was recruiting. So you are about the business of UDC, and everything that you said today, I ditto times 12. So
Thank you. Wonderful job.
thank you. I love my university. He's encouraging me to get my PhD.
May we have another round of applause? For Director Freeman and President Edington. Thank you so much for an enlightening conversation and for really illuminating the work ahead of all of us. As we conclude today's program, let us celebrate our commitment to UDC's strategic plan. Together, we will shape a brighter future for our students and our community. Before we close, I would just like to ask that every UDC student that is in this space, would you please just stand? Really quickly, I just need you to stand. One of the things that I think every one of them would echo about President Edington is there is not a week that goes by that he is not in the center of a student activity. And so he has walked this campus daily. He has engaged with these students. So everything that's here, it's not just written, it's not just glossy stuff on a page, but it is actionable outcomes that are focused on the kids that are the people that are standing here. So thank everyone for coming. Thank you all so much.